Have you noticed how we live in a world where our closets overflow with clothes we never wear? Our phone bursts with apps we never open, and our minds race with thoughts we can't quite. We study for hours, but then obsess over grade. We give our heart to someone, but when they leave, we can't let go of what could have been. We are chasing more, always more, but somehow our souls feel empty. What if the problem isn't what we lack, but how desperately we are clinging to everything we think we need? That's where Krishna's ancient wisdom meets our modern struggle. Minimalism today means living with intention, not excess. It's clearing the clutter so your heart has space to breathe. But long before minimalism became a trend, Krishna was teaching the sacred art in the Bhagavad Gita. Think about it. We spend months preparing for an exam, and when results come, you are either high on success or crushed by failure. You pour your heart into a relationship, and when it ends, you replay every text, every moment, wondering where it went wrong. You work overtime on a project, but when your boss barely acknowledges it, you question everything about your abilities. You save money for months to buy something you thought would make you happy. But after the purchase, you still feel empty. Krishna sees this pattern everywhere in our lives. He knows we suffer not because we care deeply, but because we grip too tightly to outcomes, opinions, and possessions that we forget how to trust the bigger picture unfolding. In the Gita, Krishna speaks of Tyag, which means renunciation. But this isn't about running away from life or abandoning your dreams. It's about showing up fully while holding outcomes with open hands. Krishna's words are very clear. You have the right to your action, but not to the fruits of action. Never let attachment to results be your motive, and never be attached to inaction. Think about what this means in your daily life. You study with complete devotion, giving your best effort, but you don't let grades define your worth or spiral into anxiety waiting for results. You love with an open heart, celebrating every moment of connection, but you don't cling when someone chooses to leave or try to control their feelings toward you. This is Krishna's revolution. Pour your heart into the process, give everything to the journey, and then release your grip on what happens next. Because when you're attached to the outcomes, you are not really living. You are just anxiously waiting for life to prove you are worthy of happiness. Let me share a story that changed how I see everything. A monkey reaches through a small hole in a jar to grab peanuts. The moment its fist closes around them, their hand becomes too big to pull back out. The monkey screams, struggles, refuses to let go of those peanuts, and stays trapped. But here is the truth: the monkey isn't trapped by the jar, it's trapped by its own grip. Isn't that us? We are not trapped by our own ex who moved on. We are trapped by replaying what we had. We are not trapped by the bad grade. We are trapped by obsessing over what it means about us. What Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita is gentle but revolutionary. Keep your hand open, love deeply, study passionately, dream boldly, and let life flow through your fingers without desperate clinging. Here is what's beautiful: minimalism and detachment aren't separate concepts. They are the same sacred practice applied to different spaces in our life. Minimalism clears our external world. It's deleting apps that drain us or saying no to plans that don't serve us. And detachment clears our internal world. It's when we stop seeking validation from others, when we don't panic if plans change, when our peace doesn't depend on controlling outcomes. But here is the truth: Krishna taught us this thousands of years ago. You cannot have one without the other. A clean room with a cluttered mind still feels chaotic. A peaceful heart surrounded by endless distractions still struggles to find stillness. Modern minimalism is simply the outer expression of Krishna's ancient teaching on inner detachment. When you understand this, you realize that what we call minimalism today is just rediscovering what Krishna called true freedom. We see young hearts everywhere carrying invisible weights: anxiety about the future, depression from comparison, burnout from trying to control everything. Social media shows everyone else's highlight reel while we are living our behind the scenes struggles. But Krishna's teaching offers something different. When we study, we give our best effort and then surrender the result to the divine. When a relationship ends, we honor what we shared and trust that this too is a part of our sacred journey. This isn't about caring less, it's about loving more skillfully, working more peacefully, and trusting the greater plan that's unfolding. Live with a sacred purpose. So, here is what Krishna is inviting you into: a life where you act with full devotion but without desperate attachment, where you can love someone completely and still let them go if that's their path, where you can pursue your dreams wholeheartedly and find peace even when outcomes surprise you. Because real peace doesn't come from controlling life, it comes from trusting the one who holds all of the life. Write a letter to Krishna. If something stirred in your heart today, don't let it slip away. Sometimes our souls need to pour out what we have been carrying, to offer our struggles directly to Krishna's loving hands. I want to invite you to write a letter to Krishna. Share what's weighing on your heart, the fears you're holding, the dreams you're afraid to release. Send your letter to modernaimystic@gmail.com. Every Saturday, we read these sacred letters in our Letter to Krishna episode, treating each one with the devotion it deserves and giving a personal reply. Because when you write to Krishna, something beautiful happens. You're not just venting to the void, you're placing your burdens at the feet of the one who already knows your heart and is ready to carry what's too heavy for you alone. Hit subscribe if Krishna spoke to you through this. And remember, He's not just listening to your prayers, He's walking right beside you, ready to receive whatever you are ready to release. Until next time, keep writing to Him, keep trusting His plan, and keep letting His love transform your letting go. Hare Krishna and take care.